everyone, and welcome to the channel. I am the Motivated Miss Stitcher, otherwise known as Kate, and this is Flosstube number 17, coming to you on February 27th, 2023. I am sorry this is late. I've had a bit of bad news this week. Not detrimental, but just a little bit jarring. To go straight into it, unfortunately my LNS is closing. One might get excited that I may get decent deals because she's just retiring, but the reality is all the stock is being sold to what I would describe as another LNS, but it's an LNS that as a bus-bound individual I cannot get to, and so I'm going to have to go online. Unfortunately, this other LNS does have two locations, but its primary role of its secondary location, which is accessible to me, is just framing. And realistically, you know, one, yes, does go to an LNS to get the supplies they need as a result of the projects they are working on in the moment, those nasty WIPs, works in projects, work in progresses, but you also go there to browse, and I don't just want to be ordering stuff, you know, off the phone because I need it and they may not have it and what have you. I'd rather, you know, be able to browse what would amount to like a catalog, right? Whether that's sort of online browsing or what have you, and it's just more convenient at that point if you're online browsing at another LNS to go to buy that stuff, and it makes more sense because they put obviously work into that as well. So that's a little disappointing that I'll have to work shipping into my my hobby a little more significantly than I once did. But I guess it is what it is, and I'm happy for her. But obviously, shed a tear. But she is going to be around for another month, so if I do need any supplies, I will be going there for the time being. So yeah, with that said, there's also been some realizations with my stitching I've realized this year. If you remember, at the end of last year, I joined Whip Warriors group on Facebook, still keeping on WhipGo, but I found with running both of them that I am a little bit behind on my WhipGo, and so I want to get caught up a little more. I'm probably not going to make a blackout this year, but we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed still. So maybe the end of the year will end up a little more substantial than this year. With that said, so my plans going forward are a little bit different. I'm going to set all my goals as what have been called and, you know, the SAL updates every month. But of course that will grow as time wears on. Hopefully I can get caught up, as I said, but we'll see. So my plans. So for Whip Warriors, the minimum stitching, there's a minimum stitching requirement that is enforced is the word I think I'm looking for. And that I intend to complete solely on my alien piece. That is a focus that I work on for their events, the focus event as well as the Beat the Mod Bin event. Like my aim is minimum 1,500, but depending on how the pattern is, I may complete a little more. Because I do have to count, I do complete like square by square on that one. So that's that one. Once I've completed that, either through the timing of the two events, or in the time afterwards, I will just set it aside for next month and move on to a random choice of either one of my sals, or alternatively one of the WhipGo calls that have already been called this year from WhipGo, and I'll stick with that project until the goal is complete. So I will see progress, number one. Number two, that will manage my list so I don't have little bits here and there, which would annoy the crap out of me. Anyways, with that said, I think for you more so, the impact will be that I can't really show my goals and my finishes in the same way. It's too jumbled and it's getting a little bit much. So from here on out, I will, in a jumbled way, show you what's potential for being completed in the following month, as well as what I've completed in the previous month. Some of that will of course be repeated, some of it won't be, but at least at that point you have an idea exactly where I am on what I could be working on, essentially, hopefully. And then obviously I will post updates to my stitching on Instagram and a consolidated list of my goals on my Instagram, which is motivated_Ms, spelled with the Z's, and then Stitcher. If anyone wants to follow me, fantastic, we'll see you there. And so yeah, that is where I sort of am right now. We will get into the exciting stuff, the stitching. So first of all, this month we had numbers 2 and 22 called on WhipGo. One of the numbers corresponded to this beauty, which is Snow Maiden by Mirabilia. I love her. I am doing her on I think it's a 28 count wisteria, and it is absolutely gorgeous. There she be, hopefully. Are you seeing her? Oh, no, there we go. So it would be a section on that if I get to her. I love working on her. I started her last year, and I've been working on her rather somewhat solidly based on WhipGo, obviously, because last year my WhipGo was full of, well, some projects, some new starts. This year it's almost entirely stuff that I have started out previously, partially due to Wit Warriors. So that's that. The next piece I have, or that was called for this month, is Opal Fairy. And she is being done on 32 count brain fog. I do not work, because I have this fabric of the month, I do not work on the called for almost ever. There are a couple, but that's where I am. I basically just started her at the end of December, and it will be exciting to see her develop as well, if she is called. Yes, and I did mention it was the next one I have is the aforementioned Alien. This was one that I originally was going to be doing for my ex-boyfriend. Now I just want to get her complete because, well, I've already spent a lot of time and money on her, and it's time to say hello. And for this one, I'm doing it slightly differently than was called for. Originally, it was required to be done in 1/1 stitching. I'm doing it 1/2 on 32 counts, so this is going to end up being about the size of a actual like movie poster, which is going to be kind of fun, to be honest. And for the last month, I finished off this page here and started onto the page just below on the other side there. This month I will be aiming to complete around 1,600 stitches and just kind of following that length and just making that length of stitching at the bottom there and making it kind of thicker. It's the easiest way to go, basically. But that's okay, right? So yeah, we'll be touching her, and the focus period for that this month is what is it? The upcoming weekend, first weekend of March. Following that, I have also my Sal for Dark Queen of the Earth. I'm really excited to touch this one as well, because this month, as you see, she may be ending up getting her her breast. I am going to be doing a mono breast on this one. She is being done on a 32 count Hello Beautiful by Mystic Fabrics. I got this particular fabric October 2021 for that fabric of the month, and I did not know what to do with it, but the colors were so perfect for this. It called to me exactly, and there's another individual on the Facebook group for this that is doing it on the same fabric, but of course nothing's quite the same. So we will have that to be excited for. I'm just gonna turn off that. Maybe the lighting's a bit better. I don't think there was a problem with it. There was probably a bit of a problem. Anyways, so moving on, the next one is the Holiday Quaker. Now this was one of the calls for February, and I'm looking, there we go. I am excited. Well, let's be honest with you. I'm excited to touch all my whips. This one is very hard to see right now. It's basically white on a very light green color. Let me see here. Holiday Quaker. This is being done on a 28 count Spending Amnesia, and I started this Christmas Day. I'm not sure that you can see where I can't even see it, to be honest. But trust me, there is some white on there. It just doesn't show up very well. And that's why I'm excited to actually do it, so that I actually have something that even if you can't see it, I can see it. And I may end up backstitching that a bit. We'll see. Although, to be fair, when looking at the pattern and the called for fabric, which is more of a blue, the white snowflakes, which I didn't show up very well anyhow. So who knows? Who knows? So then we have Twisted Mermaids. I'm looking forward to this one, getting this one done. It is getting closer to being done. Yeah, and I'm doing her on a French country linen 32 count by Witcholt, or them, I should say. There's 2 of them. And I have 3 sections to go, and 2 are due to be completed. One was called in January, the other one was called in February, so the sooner I get this one called twice, the sooner I can put her away for the season. And the final one, I think, yes, it is, oh no, not quite final, but this one is, well, it's a snowman collector. I'm doing the full season, but I've recently started, as of yesterday, the clown, which I'm really excited about. And I honestly just started her. I wasn't going to start her, but I needed a new start with the closure of my LNS. So that is that. Yeah. So, with that though, I do have to show you, hopefully, the needle worker. Snowman shows up on the left, I mean, yeah, well, my right hand side, and then I did notice where I made the mistake on the border, and instead of ripping it all out, I've just kind of worked the border of the clown, which I showed you, into the border that I already completed. But that's okay. This one I do not mind putting down for a bit, but I will, if it's called, I will stitch it. And basically, because there's a fold in each pattern, I will try to complete one half of it each time it's called, up until the point it's done. Now, finally, last but not least, is Moonflower. Moonflower is being done on, let me check here, Moonflower, a 32 count pumpkin spice. And this one was called once I completed the needle worker. And I am actually loving how this is popping out on the fabric. Just awesome. This one's gonna look great when she's done. And this one will definitely be a complete, at least for one section, this month, because honestly I will be taking a while I will be taking a break to complete my focus on Alien. I will go straight back to her once I'm done those 50, those whatever number stitches I have. Now, so that's everything that I may touch this month of March. And I also got February's fabric of the month from Mystic Fabrics. This is Tundra. It is a sort of white, greenish, grayish kind of mottled fabric. Good neutral, but I'm not sure what I'm going to stitch on it yet. We'll find out when something comes about, whenever that may be. But for now, she'll be put away in storage like the last one. So yeah, that is pretty much it. So I'll be working for sure on Alien and Moonflower. So you'll see some progress on that next week, on next episode. It's going to be a busy month because it's my end of term at school. For the end of this year, there may be further slowing down in my progress because I found out that I have to take 5 courses at once and then 2 courses the following term. I'm not pleased about that, but it is what it is and I'll get it done. But yeah, so that is that. I hope everyone has a great March, whatever you are stitching. Please follow me on Instagram and subscribe here. If you have a comment, please go ahead down below. And I guess all I can say now is happy stitching. Goodbye, everyone.